Can you believe it? The Reform Party, that was considered a joke a year ago, has now just got its highest ever opinion poll rating at 34%, way ahead of the Labour Party on 25% and the Tories on a pathetic 15%. This is the party which 1 year ago was considered a joke by many people, was considered to be a party that maybe was useful as just a protest vote against the Tories for 14 years of failure to give them a bit of a kick up the arse. It was considered a party that couldn't possibly ever do anything meaningful in a first past the post system. We thought the only way that reform will ever succeed is if we get proportional representation, and we know that that wasn't going to happen. But now they have broken through from a party a year ago which just had a few members of staff desperately trying to get the votes that they could at the general election. Amazing that they pulled off 5 seats with the tiny team and the small amount of resources that they have. The fact that they have been able to, in less than a year since the general election, now move themselves to a position where they are at 34% in the polls. And we know that after you go past 30%, you have got a pretty high chance of getting a majority if there were to be a general election. The fact that they have got to a position now where if there was a general election tomorrow, there's a very high chance that they would actually get a majority is insane. From 5 MPs to being on track for a majority in the House of Commons in less than a year is just beyond belief what they have managed to pull off. Let's take a look at what Nigel has tweeted. He says, Reform UK achieves its higher ever opinion poll rating with 34%. The British people now really believe that we can win the next election. Zia has tweeted saying, enough for a big majority. Real change is coming to Britain. Lee Anderson has also tweeted, for the hard of hearing and the politically blind, smell the coffee. Yeah, I think a lot of people need to smell the coffee, because I feel like still so many people I speak to think that the Reform Party is just some fringe radical group. People call us fascists as if we're, completely... I'm sorry, but there's no way that 34% of the population are some sort of radical fascists. A lot of people, they live in a bubble. They live in an area where the Reform Party is not big, and they think that that is representative of the whole country. And they dismiss us as a bunch of racist, fascist idiots, when actually the country, as you can clearly see by this polling, is absolutely crying out for this change and is absolutely fed up of the uniparty, is absolutely fed up of Labour and the Conservatives. Look at that, the Conservatives on only 15%, less than half of that, of the Reform Party. That's a party that has been in power for years and years and years. And within a year, they've just completely lost all credibility and are trailing behind a brand new party, the Labour Party, who have got this absolutely enormous majority in the House of Commons that they got less than a year ago in that election at the start of July last year, now completely trailing behind Nigel Farage's Reform Party. This is completely seismic. It is crazy, crazy times we are living in. Now, I believe that this poll, which came out from Find Out Now, so the poll that we've just looked at, that's come out today with their best polling intention result ever, is an Ipsos poll done from the 30th of May to the 4th of June. I believe the last best one that they have had was on the 14th of May from Find Out Now. So you've got 2 different polling companies showing Reform to be on track to do very, very well. We've had YouGov polls, even more reputable pollsters putting Reform on absolutely huge, incredible numbers. We're seeing very consistently now, because I know people say don't trust polls, right? But we have had poll after poll after poll after poll coming out, putting them above 30% from all sorts of different polling companies. We've had the odd one between like 27 and 29% lately, but most of them are coming out above 30%. There is a poll of polls where they put the polls together, and that is also showing Reform to be getting above that 30% line. And we know that that 30% line is crucial. Once you're above that 30% line, you have a very, very high chance of getting a majority. As I said, it's absolutely crazy what this party has managed to achieve in just a year. So long as Keir Starmer keeps on messing it up and keeps on failing, and I'm sure that he will continue to do so, this tidal wave is going nowhere. Anyway, that is the latest. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Make sure you're subscribed to Reasoned if you're not already, so you don't miss out on any more videos.